jumping into Journey versus Classic here for game number 2. Going to be pretty interesting. Hey guys, I'm all alone in the booth. Kind of cool to be here. I didn't really know what to do here in the downtime that I'm going to have. I guess I can talk a little bit about the game. You guys can also follow me on Twitter. I'm at Brendan Valdez. You can even interact with me there. If it gets too much downtime, we'll probably answer some questions or something like that, do some fun stuff, not just awkwardly talk to the camera. But I could also read Twitch chat, I guess, which would be kind of funny, but we'll avoid that for as long as possible. Journey versus Classic. Journey, as I was saying before, I think he's former SKT, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely one of these up-and-coming Terrans for Samsung. Definitely doing better and better. We haven't seen too much of him. Just looking at his stats so far, he's played 8 games so far. No versus Zergs just yet. And he's facing a Protoss once again here today. So far versus Protoss, he's 2-2. So pretty even road. I mean, he's facing one of the best Protosses in the world right now in Classic. Classic, a guy who's able to defeat his own teammate Dream, a guy who's just doing fantastically these days. Unfortunately, not able to get his title just yet, but he's young. Maybe he'll come around. But yeah, Classic has been on a roll. He just went over to IEM Shenzhen as well. He just defeated a lot of Protosses even. Not even Terrans, but it doesn't really matter. His play across the board at this point is just really, really fantastic. So I'd say for Journey, this is one of his big tests. Of course, for Samsung, like I said before, they're 2-0 right now, and they're doing better and better. Their Terran line especially, just doing fantastic. And this is one of their Terran players. This is like the biggest test for them yet. They've been able to take out 2 decent teams so far. They get that +5 indicator, 2-0. But this is really going to test and see exactly how good are they right now, because I think a big part of this actually comes into just like how happy they are. Like the camaraderie when I walked into the back there with Samsung was pretty fantastic. Like those guys are just all joking around. They're joking around with the Korean casters. Just spirits are really high on Samsung. That's like the biggest thing I noticed actually, which is something that's pretty consistent across the board over at SK Telecom. When I compare teams like SK Telecom and KT, even like SK Telecom definitely has the better, or more laid-back attitude, I guess. And Samsung kind of one of these up-and-coming teams who really reminds me of SK Telecom. So definitely 2 happy teams going up against each other just now. And here's Journey, as I was saying before, 5-3 so far, 2-2 versus Protoss. Only 1 game here against Classic, and he did lose it. Not a big surprise there, but we'll see what he'll be able to do here in this game. Definitely doing a bit better for himself these days, as I was talking about before. And here's Classic. Just a wrecking ball, man. He's destroying everybody left and right. Who can stop this guy is the question I have to ask. Is it going to be Journey? I don't think so, but we'll see. See what he can do. Of course, 1-0 versus Journey. These guys will get their second game in today. The map here is going to be Vaani Research Station. Classic, one of the best at doing a Phoenix Colossi style, or just, getting a decent amount of Phoenix out to deal with drops on this map. He showed it before, and I just want to see what build does Journey have prepared for this map. Is he going to go into a big macro game against Classic? He looks like Lucira bending forward in that chair, looking to get into this game. Let's do it right now, guys. Game number 2 on Vaani Research Station. Down here in the south, in the blue, Terran player from Samsung Galaxy Con. Feels like deja vu, but it's Journey, not Bravo this time. And up here in the north, in the orange, from SK Telecom T1, it is Classic. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's a nice watch. I like the watch. not as awkward as I thought it could be. We've had some awkward couples here. That very famous glitch, or not glitch, GIF that went around. I've been watching too much of SGDQ, Summer Games Done Quick. I watched so much of that. I had so much fun. So many games that I realized that I wanted to play, but they're like older games that you just forget about because there's so much going on. You know, especially in esports over here in Korea, you got to practice a bunch of games. You got to be ready. You got to, just be ready to cast even what you're doing. And sometimes you can kind of fade away from that old style, that old gamer feel where you just sit in your room and just play a bunch of different games. Like, there's no pressure, really. I know pro gamers feel like this a lot of the time as well. But just watching that really got me excited. I actually started Chrono Trigger the other day. I never finished that game. I played up until you get to, like, the end of time, I think, and you, like, first learn magic. And then I lost it I think it was, like, on my old phone or something. But now I've just restarted. I'm there again, but I'm definitely going to continue playing now, so I've been enjoying it so much so far. Definitely a very fun game. Didn't get to watch the speed run of it. Was pretty early in the morning over here for Korea, so kind of a cool thing that Journey does. He starts to build that supply depot, actually. Just building it slightly, ever so slightly, just to make sure that the probe can't get in. Going to deny the scout, and that's going to make sure that Classic can't see if there's any gas and see what kind of follow-up Journey is going for. And the follow-up for Journey will be that backdoor base, in fact. And let's see if he commits to any kind of engineering block. I highly doubt it, especially because he's getting his own X's. I think he's just going to block here for a little bit. Nicely done there by Classic. Gonna commit to the Mothership Core, actually, just to make sure. Oh, wow. Going to make a bit of a gas there. Nice refinery coming down. It's going to be a little bit annoying. Not extremely annoying, but I think it's definitely worth it. And going to get his own base down here. I would actually be pretty surprised if Classic does not go into Stargate here. It's like the way you play this map. I mean, you have to get out Phoenixes to deal with the drops in the back. Wow. Okay. This is the greedy Terran build, the Flash build, where you put down a third CC extremely early before anything. He hasn't taken a gas yet, and if Classic was doing some kind of an aggressive build here on 2 base, may just straight up kill Journey, but that's not the kind of player that Classic is, and I don't think Journey's really going to be punished for it. It's going to be up to Classic to come over to the base of Journey and scout the fact that CC is coming down and maybe grab a third Nexus of his own pretty quickly here. But yeah, as I was saying, Stargate's almost always the tech of choice for the Protosses these days. It does open up some, aggressive opportunities for you as well. You can maybe make 2 Oracles come in and try to do as much damage as possible, especially if the Terran is going super greedy and doesn't go for any kind of engineering bay, no turrets, not enough Marines. But we do see the engineering bay coming down here for Journey already. And look at this. Classic is going to save one of his Oracles in the main. He's been doing this a lot against Zerg, but if he starts to do it against Terran, this may usher in a new era of Oracle play out of Protosses. I wouldn't be surprised. It's very strong when you do this. You do get the damage a little bit later, but when 2 Oracles come out together, you can just one-shot workers, of course. But we'll see if he does that. Looks like he was just bluffing. He was just bluffing. He is actually going to go over there with that Oracle. Nicely done out of the sight of that the Watchtower. And with this, I believe he should be able to get the scout unless he goes straight to the main. Oh, he's going to miss it. He's going to miss it coming in through this angle. He's not going to see that third base. A lot of Marines in place, but no turret. No turret at all. He's going to be able to wrap around here, but not getting the kills. Getting a bunch of those SCVs to half health, but not actually getting the kills down. and not going to commit to a second Oracle. Imagine if he had come in there and Journey was not expecting the Oracles to come in, and he had 2 of them. Could have done a ton of damage. Of course, it would be pretty nice to have a little bit later on in the game anyway. Is going to scout the 3rd CC. Just seeing the build of Journey even as you went into the main base with this Oracle kind of gives it away what kind of build Journey is going for. So immediately drops it down once he realizes it. And I'm thinking about the timing there. On the clock here in the game, I think it came down around 8 minutes. I think it's a decent time. Not too late here for Classic. You know, sometimes you see Hero play his old style, going to Blink, just sit back, play defensive against nothing, and he can get pretty far behind. Sometimes like 9-minute, 10-minute third next eye can get kind of out of hand. Oracle does come by for another pass, does do a bit of damage. And Classic just going to transition back at home. Just going to get all of his techs, getting only 1 Forge. It seems. Going to wait on that. Nice little scan. Going to see pretty much everything. Classic has got it all bunched up there in the main. And even on this map, you can get like a full scout of everything the Protoss is doing just with 1 scan. That's really nice. And look at this. He just floats that CC over here. Right to the gold base. It's going to be very far away from Journey's main, but I guess as long as you're aggressively dropping, and I guess maybe the Protoss won't expect it. We'll see if Classic has any idea, just because of the positioning of the orbital when he first came in. Of course, it was over there towards the north of his back door. He is going to see it now with the Oracle, so he knows for sure. First drop coming in, and he is going to see it. Really, really nice spread there of observers, but it kind of slips through the shadows. He doesn't really see it. He doesn't notice. And here it comes. The Militia Corps out of position. And this could get a lot of damage done. I wonder if he may have even been able to get the Nexus. I think he was expecting Classic to react a little bit faster, but here we go. Getting 8 probe kills already. And even trading decently well there with the units. Going to take down a bunch of the Zealots and now just going to pick up. Looks like he lost like a Marine and a Marauder for all of that damage. And wow, that was definitely worth it. That was really nicely done by Journey. Not so sure about the rally here. Kind of go the wrong way there, Marines. That Oracle could definitely get some damage done there at the gold, but just too much pressure from Journey so far. How crazy would it be if Journey actually upset Classic in this match? That would just be out of control. Journey gonna take a 4th base. He says this map is big enough, I'm doing enough pressure that I can actually go for this. Journey looking fantastic so far. And I love the fact that he is getting those Widow Mines out now. Really gonna need that a little bit later on. Oracle coming back for a little bit of extra damage. This is always something nice you can do if you keep your Oracle alive. It will always find about 3 SCVs just based on the missile turret position of most bases of the Terran. You can always get those gas mining SCVs pretty nicely, pretty cleanly. We do have finally the switch of Storm coming in here, or at least he is going to go for Archons. Nice scan going to come down as well. Going to deny some of the vision there, and there's going to be what looks like a double medevac drop into the main as he drops the back door. He's going to draw the units out of position and maybe go for this back door. That's 2 medevacs worth of a lot of units here. All of the pros are being transferred back, and look at this, there's nothing back here. And he's just going to pick up and leave, taking no damage there, getting more and more kills. He is running Classic around this map right now, and he's even going to get the Nexus. And he's just going to pick up and run away. He will lose, you know, 1 medevac, but that is more than... He's done so much more damage to Classic, rather. And look at this. He's going for the Templar Archives. He will get it. Oh, baby. Journey is looking so good. This is giving me chills right now. This is out of control. He's playing this map so well. And the one thing, keep in mind what I was saying before about Classic. His Phoenix play on this map is fantastic. He decides to forego it entirely. He says, I can't go for that. It's too passive. I need to get my 3rd base up. I'm going to make 1 Void Ray to try to defend against this many medevacs coming in, but I think the very heavy drop style out of Journey that we're seeing today is really catching Classic off guard, and he's paying the price, paying the iron price here. He's lost his backdoor. He's now on 2 base to the 4 base, including the gold of Journey, keep in mind. One of them is a planetary there. Going to be entirely safe. Now is the only time Classic is going to move across the map. And look at this. At the same time, he just sneaks in the back. Somehow he has this impeccable timing. He knows exactly when the Void Ray moves out of position. Everything is out on the map. Even a bunch of Warpins aren't going to do too well against this many units. A lot of them are very low. And actually, nice little damage here over at this orbital. He's going to try to make it burn down and possibly get it. He's going to sacrifice a bunch of Stalkers. He should be able to. Not bad by Classic. Doing a bit of damage back to Journey. But at this point, he's got to be very careful about those Stalkers. He can't afford to lose units right now. Whoa, great presence of mind there to actually blink south and escape. But I think that's going to be it for the Stalkers and their lives. Losing a bunch of supply there in Stalkers. We don't really see any kind of heavy Viking play out of Journey. He's made 6 so far, and he is making 2 at a time, while slowly making ghosts. But yeah, he's not going the double reactive starport or anything just yet. And here we go, another gigantic drop into the main. Does he have a bunch of stuff over here? Looks like he does, but that's 4 Widowmines getting down. Oh, the hits on all the Zealots there. Takes out all but 3. Definitely worth it, and he gets out with a lot of his other units at the same time. Storm coming down here in the main, only getting started just now. He's definitely going to need that. And the one thing I'm worried about here for Journey is Classic just played a fantastic, like, one of the... I wouldn't call it, like, you know, top 5 Protoss plays in the late game PvT or anything like that, but it was definitely extremely good play at a Classic against Maru. Maru, one of the best Terrans in the world, if not the best. And, you know, Journey, he's reaching this later stage here against Classic. It doesn't look like he's too scared. He is doing a lot of damage here in the mid-game, and maybe he is going to go for some kind of mid-game push here. Even while Storm is out, he's got a lot of ghosts. But I'd be scared for him if he willingly goes, like, super late. But based on him making 3 extra CCs right now, you know, maybe that really does tell you how confident this guy is in this matchup. Gonna warp in some more Stalkers, it seems. We do have now Journey adding actually that other starport. He probably already had it, but he's going to be adding in a bunch more Vikings now. I think he's identified that there are 5 Colossi on the map. I do have to have a very nice high Viking count when I'm going for this kind of composition. But going to be maxed out here. And it doesn't look like he wants to face Classic heads up ever. It looks like he just wants to continue going for these big Dune Drafts in the back door. Playing a lot like Dream, in fact. But, I mean, look at this Classic. He does have a very nice position on that Observer. He's seen this coming miles away. And the feedbacks, are they good? There's a lot of energy on those medevacs. He sees it, and he backs up immediately. Very smart play there from Journey. Not going to take a fight, not going to force it. And he knows that a lot of the units for Classic are in the back door. Maybe he can take a fight now because everything of Classic is in that back door. We'll see if he wants to go for it. Looks like he's thinking about it. He's still got those 5 medevacs. Looks like he's just going to, you know, abuse the fact that those units are way out of position and go for the main. Not a bad idea. Maybe take out some of the production structures. Ooh, going for that robotics facility right away. And now even going to go for the Templar Archives. Those are 2 big tech buildings that take a long time to get down. Of course, most of these units are going to go down. He's just looking for good trades now at this point. Try not to lose much. And in the meantime, while the army is out of position for the Protoss, going to force the Nexus to cancel. Oh boy, we're going to see nukes again. 4 nukes on the way. Here we go again. Classic going to try to put down that Nexus. But here comes the first nuke. coming down on the Army. Classic has seen this before. 6 Colossi now in the composition here for Classic. Looking to try to force an attack here on that gold base, and it doesn't look like there's much here at all. He should be able to take out that orbital pretty easily, but he's got to be careful about his positioning here. Gonna blink in here, make sure it burns down, trying to get it down before he can get a repair, and he will. Nice win there for Classic, but he's got to get back here to deal with this nuke that's coming in. He's gonna have to pull the probes. Does he even notice at this point? Oh, he doesn't notice. Oh, there he goes. Jeez. Getting a heart attack. Now a nuke gonna come down here at this this new Nexus coming down. Ooh, nice. Storm's coming down on a lot of that army. Gonna have to be healed up. Looks like the nuke is coming down. Will it hit those High Templar? Yes, it will. Not kill them. Not yet. Oh, free Widowmine hit. Observer lagging slightly behind. Oh, I love the DT defense of the Ghosts. If you can get just like 1 DT, 1 Observer at each base, it's expensive, but you just take away that nuke potential. Or even just like have 1 Observer, 1 DT around those 3rd and 4th bases, you should be fine. Journey looking for a fight. Once again, guys, the timer's down on the stream, but I have it over here on the Observer PC. We're hitting 24 minutes now. These later game PvT games are just, you know, becoming a lot more popular, especially with Classic, it seems. So I'm actually really excited about it. We get to see this this matchup kind of develop into a new sort of game entirely. One of the fun parts about Starcraft. Right now, 7 High Templar. I'm sure a lot of them full on energy, looking for those EMPs. But look at that army of Ghosts. Look at this. Classic has got a position now against Journey. Oh, look at those EMPs. Immediately goes down. He gets that high ground vision. Classic got to be very careful. Oh, man. Time Warp is going to come down, but it won't matter. Going to force the fight anyway. Looking to get those hits on all the Ghosts. Look at them. They're all going down, but a lot of the Storm's not really hitting the army. They are going to hit all the Ghosts, though, and the Vikings, and still so many Colossi remain. I don't think he's got any more Storms. There is one of those High Templar, 2 actually, in that fight. Looking for damage, but not yet getting it. Now Classic looking to threaten the front door. That next 4th base there up on the left side for Journey. Let me see if that's a planetary. In fact, it is. But a lot of CCs coming down here trying to guard against the Zealots that are coming in. But Classic's like, all right, if you want to go for that, I'm just going to force your army back and come in here and destroy your planetary. We'll see if Journey decides to go for this. He's looking for the EMPs, but the planetary will go down, and with it, a ton of those SCVs. 2 Colossi at a time. He's taken out so many of the Vikings at this point. The number right now is 4 for the Vikings. He's got 4 Vikings. He's making 2 at a time. You know, he'll slowly be able to get it back. He's actually making 4 at a time now. I think he's identified this. But he's definitely going to need a very high count. Just the Storms and the Blinks so far from Classic have been really on point with dealing with those Vikings in that fight. Looks like Journey's thinking about taking a fight, maybe while there's not so many Colossi. He's got 3 in the army. Oh, no, the other 2 have joined now, so he does have all 5 with him. Widowmine's going to be taken out for free. He's going to try to use nukes maybe to push the Protoss army out of the way, but oh, the Storm's coming down. That looks like a really nice one. And looking from behind, the Storm's hitting the entire army. So many of those Marines really low. And this may just be the fight that Classic was looking for. Everything being demolished. It looked like a nuke went down, didn't hit much. Journey scratching his face. Really, oh man, he's not looking happy. And now Classic looking to swing the hammer. Journey on 124 supply. Some snipes coming down. I don't think it will matter. And I said it at like 15 minutes into the game. I'm like, is Journey really going to go to this very late game against the Protoss? He wasn't able to end the game before this late game. He said, okay, I'll do it. I'll add all the Ghost Academies. I'll get my nukes. I'll get my extra orbitals. But just the, I don't know, the army control out of Classic just way too good. The way he fights these fights in PvT are just so on point. You can tell he's done it like thousands and thousands of times. And that's really what it takes to be one of these high-level pro gamers. Just a extremely rigid schedule and great practice schedule as well. Great practice partners, etc. Do have a nice little drop coming down on the gold, but another base gets taken out by Classic. Just going to trade bases. That's okay. Classic's still on 4. Looks like he's only mining from 2. Looking to take another base here. Wants to secure one more just to be a bit safe. But he's got to be very careful about this this army coming over. Gonna force a cancel, but he's stimming a lot as well. Let me take a look at the health that you guys can't see. All the medevacs are really low, actually. Very, very low. If you blinked on those, they're all going down. Goodbye. And the rest of the army is going to go home with their tail between their legs. They're all in the orange or lower. Thankfully, he does have some medevacs back at home to heal him up. But the army right now of Classic is looking so scary. 7 Colossi to 8 Vikings. And he's got so many storms. He's got a gigantic number of stalkers even to blink underneath the Vikings. I think if Classic attacks right now, especially after those storms, I think he just takes this fight easy. Journey's still struggling to max out. He's making cannons in the middle of the map. That's how late Classic is willing to play this fight, or this matchup. Let's see if he goes for the end right now. He's got still 6 High Templar. A lot of storms have come down, but I'm sure he's got more energy here. And still 7 Colossi. Trying to come from 2 different angles, but the storms are too good. They're hitting everything. There's not much left over for Journey, and Classic will be able to take the game here against Journey. A really nicely played game there by Journey in the mid-game, but he just was not able to clean it up. GG. Classic will take game number 2. Oh boy. That was a really nice game. That was a fun game. Even better than the first one. Classic still proving his dominance. Now 7-0 against Terran. Not looking like he's stopping anytime soon. He can take out the best. He can take out the middle guys that are challenging the best. He doesn't care who he plays. He'll just force the late game against you, and there's nothing you can do. Just too good. Of course, getting a nice bunch of high fives there from his team. I think he's going over the mid game there, just based on that grimace that he just did. Not happy about that. He did get a bit behind there in the mid game, but he was able to stick it out for long enough, which is really what gave him the win in the end. I just want to point out once again that the studio is really packed. People are not allowed on the second floor right now just because it looks like there's some kind of amateur tournament happening sometime soon. There's a lot of PCs set up, so they don't want people up there on the PCs, etc. So just the whole entire first floor is like filled even in the back. But guys, we are going to go into Reality versus Impact up next. It's going to be a nice TVZ, but first we'll take a 3-minute break.